Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the Makeup Enthusiast. Today I am doing another collection video for you. So I am going to be showing you everything that's in my eyeshadow palette collection. So I've got my eyeshadow palettes and also my single eyeshadows that are all mainly in Z palettes, but I do also have a few individual ones that aren't in Z palettes. So I'm just going to run through these pretty quickly. If there's any palette that you would like more information on, leave it down below in the comments box and I'll be sure to get onto that video for you. So like if you want to see what like Makeup Geek eyeshadows I have, or what's in my Inglot palette, or any other in-depth reviews of these palettes, just let me know and I will do them for you. I'm going to stop jibber jabbering and I'm going to jump in because this is going to be a long video as it is. I'll start with my first pile, and yes, there are multiple piles. Might start with this one. Now this is the Sigma Resort palette. From memory, I think this was the first palette I ever purchased. I have no idea why, because these are like colours that I never wear. So I have dipped into a few of them, but I think I need to drag this one out and see if I can create something cool with it. We'll see. I'm pretty sure that Sigma don't make this Resort palette anymore. Sorry guys. The next two are, I think, probably the next ones that I purchased after the Resort palette, and I purchased these when we were overseas in Europe, and I purchased these from the UK. So it's the MUA Makeup Academy Professionals Heaven and Earth eyeshadow palette, and then I've also got the Soap and Glory Lid Stuff eyeshadow palette. Now both of these have kind of hardly been touched, but I am thinking that I might include one of these in a project pan sometime soon. These ones are really nice colours, like in this palette, that you can use as like an all over lid colour on an everyday basis, so they're quite nice. Then I have no idea really how these orders go, so I'll start off with the obligatory Naked 1, 2 and 3. I've used these a little bit, but some of these colours in these palettes I don't even think I've touched. These palettes for me are quite same. I think they're really good for beginner palettes, like, and if you're buying a present for someone, I think they're great. But for me, I look at this and I don't get inspired. I look at this and I'm pretty bored, so yeah, that's that. Once again, I'm thinking I might include one of these, depending on how ambitious I'm feeling, in a project pan. This is a palette that I got in a Tarte Christmas set. I don't even know how old this is. I think maybe it's 3 years old. I do sanitize my palettes every now and then, but I do quite like some of these colors, but I don't tend to not grab for it because it's so big. It's so stinking big that it's not something, it kind of goes to the back of my drawer and I forget about it. That's why I don't tend to use that one very often. Another one of the oldest palettes that I own, the Balm Nude Tude palette. Now I purchased this because I saw Carissa Pukas do a gorgeous smoky eye with it. I grabbed it because I wanted to recreate it because I love Carissa Pukas, and yeah, it worked for her and it worked for me. It's great. It's perfect if you want to create a smoky eye. Lorac Pro 1 and Pro 2. I love these palettes. They don't get enough love, but I do really like them. I think the colours are really nice. They blend well. The shimmer shades in these are beautiful. I'm a very plain Jane girl. You wouldn't know that by the amount of palettes I have, but yeah, when on the daily basis, I don't tend to wear very much eye makeup. Probably what you're seeing now is the extent of what you get on a daily basis. For filming, I do like to go pretty glam. Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I know a lot of people have said that this doesn't really do anything for them. It kind of does, but it doesn't for me. I find that these crease shades and like outer and darkening shades, I find them, they can throw a little bit orange on me. So yeah, sometimes this doesn't really float my boat, but I do really like the shimmer shade. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Oh, this palette is just amazing. Like the colors in here, I look at these colors and I just go, yes, get on my face. So I really like this palette and I have used it a fair few times. Like I've done out there looks with these reddy colours and just like everyday looks with these ones here. So I do think it's quite a versatile palette even though it's quite warm. Next I have a travel size of this Smashbox Full Exposure palette. Once again, I've barely even touched this, but it's a handy little palette to have. I think I will add this into a project pan at some point as well. Urban Decay Naked Basics. This is one. When I first got this, I used to use this all the time. I do grab it out occasionally to use like these kind of darker shades here as crease shades and transition shades. I find these two here are good for blending out colors. The Manicadar Beauty Dream Palette. Now I did a video on this with my first impressions and I wasn't impressed at all. I'll link that video up in the corner here. I don't know which one it is, but if you want to see my thoughts on this palette, head over there and check it out. I've then got the Sleek Eye Divine Candy Palette. This one's very bright. I think I've used this a couple of times, but I've actually, to be honest, I completely forgot about this palette, so I should drag it out and see if I can create a look using these colours. This blue here and the purple calling to me. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do with that. Next is the this is the Narcissist Dual Intensity Eyeshadow Palette. When this one first came out, there was a whole lot of rave about it and the swatches looked amazing, and then I purchased it and then I started playing with it and it's not that good. Like, I have no idea where all this hype came from. It doesn't even swatch that well. Like, I have no idea where people got this idea from that it's such a good palette, because it's not. This is the NYX Avant Pop Palette. Picked this one up on sale. This blue and this green here was just speaking to me, and they actually are quite nice colours, the blue and the green. That's them there. Like, that's pretty good for a NYX eyeshadow. I was pretty impressed. Those NYX palettes, I think in Australia they might be $15, so they're not too badly priced. If you're wanting a bright poppy colour for something, I would definitely recommend NYX, because if you're just wanting a shadow that you can use for, I don't know, like say a Halloween look or something like that, and you need bright poppy colour, I would definitely recommend checking out NYX, because value for money, you can't go wrong. Makeup Geek Vegas Lights Palette. This one's quite a nice palette. Colours in here are really nice. They've got Makeup Geek do awesome duochrome eyeshadows. Next I've got the only Lorac Mega Pro 1. In my personal opinion, this is the best Mega Pro palette that Lorac have ever done. They went all out on #1 and just went downhill from there. These are the colours, and I still, when I look at this, I love the colours in here. This dark Merlot here is beautiful. The deep teal's beautiful. This mulberry colour's beautiful. These like cashmere and smoky. Oh, their shimmers are just awesome. I love pulling this one out and playing with it. It's great. And I wish they went from this and got better, instead of like the colour selections in the Mega Pros since this one have just been balls. Like, I have no idea what happened. What happened, Lorac? Like, you had this and then you've just got shit now. I don't know what's going on. I have this little Makeup Forever case, and inside it's got these little eyeshadows. Now, I won this as a prize from Talia from Glossy Confidentials. Was doing a giveaway on her channel, and yeah, I won it. So this is what I got. These colours are quite nice. From what I've heard, the Makeup Forever single eyeshadows are better than the ones in the pans. I can't vouch for that because I only have the palettes. I haven't been able to try the single eyeshadows. I don't reach for this one very often because, one, it was a little present for me, so I don't really want to ruin it, and two, the packaging is really bulky and awkward. Got all my little singles in front of me. Next is the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. Yes, it's still in the box. No, I haven't touched it at all. I got this in my Beautylish Christmas box. Their Boxing Day Christmas box that they have. I got this in mine, and the colours look cool, but I just, every time I see it, I'm not a big fan of Jeffree Star. Every time I see it, I just go, oh, I don't want to touch that. I'm actually thinking about maybe selling this palette because I don't think I'm ever going to touch it. to be honest. Next I have this little Jill Stewart palette. This is one of the makeup items that I picked up when I was in Japan. Jill Stewart has the most beautiful packaging. So it comes in a little compact like this. This colour in the middle is beautiful. A little kind of souvenir from Japan for me. The Makeup Forever Eyeshadow Palette. Now I've got number 1 and number 2. So number 1's pretty boring with all these grey shadows. And number 2, holy moly. My only issue with these is these bright colours, they do not come out like this. And that's the most disappointing thing about these palettes. Next I have the bareMinerals. Now, I think this was the Wish palette. So that's the colours there. Now, when I saw this palette, I thought, it's okay. It's not really jumping out at me. And then I swatched this colour. That colour is beautiful. Ever since then, bareMinerals has been on my radar. And ever since then, bareMinerals continues to pump out the same thing. Their shimmer shadows are beautiful, and they could just make some serious dough if they put some variety into their palettes. They know what they're doing at bareMinerals, but they also have no idea what they're doing at bareMinerals. I have these 2 little Clinique eyeshadow hand things. This is Going Steady and this one is Morning Java. I got these from the corporate store. I might actually pop these ones out and put into one of my palettes because I'm not using them as they are. So they're actually quite nice colours. That's Going Steady. And this one is Morning Java. Next I've got the Face of Australia Colour Max Eyeshadow Palette in Mercury Rising. So it's just kind of a bit of a smoky eye palette. And I've got the Bobbi Brown Sparkle Eyeshadow in Bone. This is also one of those ones that was quite hyped and I'm not really impressed with it. Next I've got a Clinique eyeshadow Colour Surge Eyeshadow in Peacock. It's just this like green eyeshadow. So I got this as a little freebie from the corporate store. Then I've got a Bobbi Brown The City Twilight palette. On the top here it's got eyeshadows, and then this straw down the bottom here has lip gloss, a pot rouge and another lip gloss. Is that shadow annoying you guys? Because it's annoying me. Okay, shadow is gone. Let's continue. This one is just an empty palette, so it's the Colourpop large palette. In this I've got these 2 little Mary Kay palettes. This is the City Sophisticated and this one is the Metro Modern. Mary Kay do quite nice eyeshadows. They're not the greatest in the world, but they're alright. Colourpop Yes Please palette. This arrived in the mail like a Monday. And I haven't really had a chance to play with this yet. I'm really excited to play with it. The other thing I have noticed from just swatching it is the mattes are quite powdery. Next 2, these are Z palettes, and inside they have Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Now in this one, these 5 down in the corner here, they're all Inglot eyeshadows. Whenever I've purchased something from Inglot, they've always given me like a free little sample. They're colours that I wouldn't normally use, but it's appreciated nonetheless. If you do want to see like an in-depth review and swatches of what's in these palettes, let me know and I'm happy to work on it for you. My last palette, which is one of my most proudest achievements, is my Inglot palette. This palette took me forever to build and I'm so proud of it. I really like the colours and the way it came together. Inglot have the most beautiful eyeshadows. If you're wanting to build your own palette, don't go to MAC, go to Inglot because they are so much better. And yeah, the service in my opinion is so much better than MAC. In Australia at least. I would definitely recommend going to the Inglot at Chermside. The girls there are so lovely and so helpful. They don't take themselves so seriously like some people do at other makeup counters. But yeah, that's my Inglot palette. Once again, if you want to see a full in-depth video of swatches and information about what eyeshadows I chose to put in my Inglot palette, let me know. I'd be happy to do it because I love this palette and I think you guys need to know all about Inglot because it's the best. Now, moving on to my single eyeshadows. The first one I have here is the Medusa Makeup Safari eyeshadow in Venom. So it's just like a green. I got this at like a little event at one of the stores in town here. Then I have the NYX eyeshadow in Mermaid and the NYX eyeshadow in Blue Jeans. So that's those 2 there. NARS Kawaii eyeshadow duo. It's like a blue and it's like a almost mossy greeny color, like silver with a hint of moss green. Beautiful colors in this palette. Next I have the Urban Decay eyeshadow duo in Sin and Mushroom. I got this in a Sephora favorites pack. I have the Urban Decay eyeshadow in Zodiac and Solstice. These are beautiful eyeshadows. This one, Solstice particularly, has a beautiful like duochrome to it. So that's both of them there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then my last ones that I have, eyeshadows from the brand Mina. So Mina is a fairly new brand. There's a store in Melbourne Central in Australia. I have 5 of their single eyeshadows. They're quite nice. These are the ones that I've got. These two and these two are their metallic formula, and then this is just their normal eyeshadow formula. They're quite nice. That's all my eyeshadows. Now, I know I have a lot, I know I have a problem, but I still have some on my wish list. Don't tell my husband. Let me know if you have any of these palettes and which one's your favorite one. Let me know if I have any palettes that you would love to try. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up for me if you liked it. I would really appreciate it. Be sure to click the subscribe button down below. Normally I upload videos twice a week, so Monday and Friday, but for September, you lucky guys are getting 3 videos from me, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So if you don't want to miss out on those videos, click that subscribe button down below. That's everything for today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!